I mean, for Kadosh Baruch Hu to put it in Bereshit already. In Bereshit, very important things were put in Bereshit, in the first Pesukim. Very important things, fundamental things. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim v'et haaretz. First of all, the most important thing that was written in Bereshit is that Hashem, He is humble and He's teaching us humility. Because He didn't start the Torah with Him, me. I should learn from that because it's all about me. It's all about us. She's telling me something about her and I already say, but she says, but I'm telling you about me. And you say, we don't want to even hear the other person. I'm already me. About that, about also to do with that. Well, I also went. We have somebody we invite on Shabbat every time, and she always says, if I'm saying it about Torah, about, the table and this, and she'll jump in the middle of the, I had a table and the table. It's about her. With the table, she doesn't mean bad.
Yeah.
She said, but I do it too.
Everyone does.
Yeah, and Hashem sent her to me on Shabbat to let me know that I do it too. Because she tells me, you do it also. I said, well, I didn't think about that. I didn't, me. So Hashem says, no, Bereshit bara Elokim. I don't start with Aleph. Show humility. Bereshit. 10 Commandments, Anochi, Aleph. Hashem. Okay. But in there, no. So Bereshit bara Elohim, et hashamayim v'et haaretz, v'haaretz hayta tohu vavohu v'choshech al penei tehom. V'haaretz hayta tohu is Babylon. Tohu vohu, Persia. Choshech, Greece. We said. Al penei tehom, Rome. Yeah. On the face of the deep, that's Rome because it keeps going. So it's deep. But what do you mean it keeps going? Yeah, it keeps transforming. The Romans, the Catholic Church, Western civilization, President Bush, the father, when he said, no, you want the $100 billion for the weapons in Israel? You want it? Yudav Shomrom, you cannot put any more cities in there. You cannot. That is not Israel. That's not your land. Still is Esav. Choshech al penei tehom is Esav. Right? It keeps going, keeps transforming into, right? That's it. And then we said Mitzrayim was all of them together. But the Galut keeps going, which means that Am Yisrael is, and we said that the Galut really was in order to bring Am Yisrael back to do what is right for them to do. That's on a national level as Am Yisrael. We don't do Torah or mitzvot. And not only we don't do Torah or mitzvot, we break all the Torah, okay. But then also the people we don't bring back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, okay. First, Maryam, we don't do Torah or mitzvot. Two, we don't bring the world back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And worst of all, number three, we take the tools that Hashem gave us, the Chokhmah, the Neshama, everything, to become rich, to become... we take the tools, the toys, and we forget what they're for, and we just deal with the toys. Oh, not this car, that car. The guy spent 4 hours looking at which Lexus he was going to buy. These 4 hours, you could have a shiur in your house. Bring a rabbi to give a shiur in your house. There's 4 hours. No, I want to see which car I'm going to buy because it's got to have this kind of this or that or that. Or that. We forget. And then I'm just going to become a workaholic and make money and forget about everything else. No, but this is just the toys, the tools. The tools is for the work. What's the work? Did you do the work? No. I just like the tools. So you think you're Jewish, you're privileged, you're smarter, because all the Jews got the what's it called? This prize, the Nobel Peace Prize. All Jews. Why? Because they're more smarter. Why they're smarter? Oh, because we're better. No. You're smarter because Hashem gave you to be smart so that you can find ways how to bring people back to Hashem, like Avraham Avinu did.
Yes.
We have to bring the world back to Hashem. That's where we're smarter.
Everybody.
Not we're smarter how to cheat the other person.
Yeah. Everybody like money.
Money is avodah zarah.
Money.
Is egel hazahav. Money is good. Money is wonderful.
Yeah.
But if you owe the money, if the money owe you,
Yeah.
the guy cannot give tzedakah. He cannot give the money. Why? Because the money doesn't belong to him. He belongs to the money. So he cannot let the money go. Because it doesn't belong to him. Because he's kafuf. He is kafuf. How do you say kafuf? He is kafuf to the money.
The other one.
He's obligated to the money. The money is not obligated to him. That's why.
Is the hostage.
Yeah, because we see, oh, look at the money, what he can do, this, that. This guy will dance on the table for money. This guy, I'll go to this way. This woman will marry me for money. I can get money. Who says you cannot buy love? Of course you can buy love. You have a guy 90 years old and a guy with a 20-year-old, beautiful. What happened? Money. But I say, oh, money is great. Oh, look at money. Money, okay. I'm going to do money, bow down to money. But money can do great things also. Money, you can make Shabbat, bring people for Shabbat, bring people close to Hashem, make a shiur, make a bet knesset, make, oh, this lady's going to teach here, we should go over there then.
What's she going to teach her
She
here?
can go over there.
Oh, look how they're going to open for her, for sure. Bzzz, she has connection.
Yeah. Party.
Okay, so this is the thing, okay? So that's galut. Galut is when we go out from our place. Money is good, but once you take money in galut, you take the money out of the place. Money to do good things, beautiful things. Once you take the money just to indulge is avodah zarah. It's in galut, the money. When we go out of not doing everything that we came to do to the world, to bring us close to God, bring the Jewish people close to God, and bring the whole world close to God, we're in galut. This is the galut. She's not going to open to her because she's not here. She went down there.
Let them do their business.
No, it's not nice on her. She's a nice lady.
Maybe they don't want it.
Let's ask if she wants to come here. Because you were here last week and she wasn't. You're going to teach here? No.
Why can't you teach?
You're sure? But this pasuk is segula to finish the galut. And look how galut, how powerful it is, that Hashem would rather that we stay in galut rather than we take the tools and use them for ourselves. Self-indulge. You see? To be Jewish, part of a clique, I'm part of the club, I'm better, I am, and the Goyim, they see this.
Oh.
Yeah, the Goyim, they see it. They see it. You have this frecha, this Goya goes and, the Jews have all the money! The Jews have all the money! Who put this in her mouth? Hashem. Hashem put it in her mouth.
Yes.
She's like a dog. Roar, roar.
Right.
Look at the dog. Saying, why is the dog barking? It's not a dog. It's Hashem made the dog. Why is he barking? Because he doesn't like you. Why doesn't he like you? Because you took the money, instead of doing mitzvot or ma'asim tovim, you used it just to spend it in
Wrong way.
the wrong way. So, למנסה המזמור לדוד, and then we said, עד אנה השם תשכחני, נצח. So David said, wow, I'm 2,000 years now, more than 2,000 years in Galut. 2,000 years in Galut. Before we were 1,000 years in Galut. How long are we going to be in Galut? Ad Anna, 4 times. You see, in Pasuk Aleph to Bet, Ad Anna, למנסה המזמור לדוד, עד אנה השם תשכחני נצח. One. Ad anna tastir et panecha mimeni. Ad anna ashit etzot benafshi yagon bilvavi yomam. Ad anna yarum oivi alai. 4 times ad anna, 1 for each galut.
Yes, 4 times.
You see? 1 for each galut. Yeah?
These are all past galuts. How about the galut that we are in right now?
We're in the 4th one, but it keeps going. And that's why it says, Al pene tehom, on the face of the deep. Why is the deep? It's like the waters were deep. They keep going. They never end. This galut will keep going as long as Am Yisrael is not doing Ratzon Hashem.
Yes.
Because Hashem has to have this galut in order to bring us back. To make us do teshuvah. If not, chas v'shalom, Hashem says, okay, let me, not Hashem, the Satan says, wipe out the Jews. Wipe them out. Start again. Choose another people. This people is not working. That's what happened before. Before, everybody was chosen until Avraham Avinu. Noah was chosen, Adam was chosen, Noah was chosen, right? Metushelah, the whole world. But they were doing evil all the time. Dor ha-mabul, Dor ha-flaga, Dor Enosh, and Dor Sedom and Amorah. These Dor means generation. 4 generations.
Which one is the Dor Enosh?
Enosh is when they started doing Avodah Zarah. They were the generation that started doing Avodah Zarah. You see? They were the ones that started doing the Mefitz. Then they spread Avodah Zarah on all the world. They were the ones that started. So all these generations, then Hashem said, enough. Now Avraham Avinu showed up, and so Hashem said, okay, I make a deal with you, with Avraham Avinu. This is called in Berit Ben Abetarim. Yeah, Berit Ben Abetarim is in Parashat Vayera.
What is Betarim?
Betarim is the pieces. He took one cow, one goat, one sheep, one, right? All of them, right? And he cut them in half, spread them, and Hashem came with a fire in the middle, right? I can show you. It's very fundamental. It's very fundamental. This Brit Ben Abetarim is the Brit that he made with Avraham Avinu.
Yeah.
Hashem made a Brit, a pact. It's a pact, you know. What is the pact? From now on, the descendants of Avraham Avinu are going to do the tikkun of the world. Are going to bring the whole world back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Back to Gan Eden.
Who said that, Abraham? Who said
Hashem told Abraham.
yes.
Abraham was just following HaKadosh Baruch Hu for 90 years. The Midrash says it's like you're looking in a building and you see this light in the building, you know. You hear sound, but you don't know anybody's living there. 90 years he's thinking about Hashem. But Hashem never speak to him for 90 years.
Yes.
Never had prophecy.
Well,
Never spoke to him. For 90 years.
why?
Why? Why what? Why he waited for 90 years?
Why?
Because Avraham Avinu had to get ready.
Okay.
He had to be ready.
Okay.
He had to get ready. He had to be ready for Kadosh Baruch Hu.
You mean 90 years of the first 90 years of his life, right?
Yeah, until he was 90. Hashem doesn't speak to him. Yeah. Yes. No. Is it Chaye Sarah? No. No, it's in... Right. No, it's in Lech Lecha. Sorry. So Avraham Avinu says, after these events, the word of Hashem came to Avraham in a vision, saying, Al tira Avraham, anochi magen alach. Hashem came to Avraham and says, don't worry, I will protect you. Your reward is very great. Yeah, because there was nobody in the world left who was going to do Retzon Hashem. You see? ויאמר אברהם אדוני אלוהים מה תיתן לי ואנוכי הולך ערירי ובין משק ביתי הוא דמשק אליעזר. And he said, it's פרשת לך לך ט"ו פסוק א', ט"ו. It's 15. לך לך, 15 פסוק א'. And Abraham says, I have no children. What can you give me? I am 90, I'm not going to have a child now. You know. You know, I was learning with my son in Ora Hayim that every time that Sarah and Abraham were together, they were married.
Yes.
No?
Yeah.
They were married for a long time.
Yes.
When did he get married? He was 40, maybe almost 38 years before Sarah got pregnant. For 40 years. Right? Sarah was 90, he was 100. No? So when Sarah and Abraham, husband and wife together, no children,
Yes.
what happened? They were together, no?
Yeah.
She didn't get pregnant, no? But they were together. So what happened?
It's
Later on it says, "V'tanefesh asher asu beharan."
miracle. It's a miracle.
No, it says lecha.
מiracle שלך?
אברהם כאשר אברהם חרן, ויקח אברהם את שרי אשתו ואת לוט ובן אחיו ואת כל הרכושם אשר עוז. And Avraham Avinu left Haran, right? He took Sarah, his wife, Lot, his nephew, Ben Achiv is the son of his brother, all רכושם, all the property, אשר רכשו ואת הנפש אשר עשו בחרן. And the nefesh which they had made in Haran. What nefesh? He said these were people that Abraham did Berit Milah and made Jewish, and the women that Sarah made Jewish. Who were these people? The people that Abraham brought. Many, thousands came with him.
Yes.
People he was bringing close to Hashem. But why these people came to him? Because these are the people, the neshamot, that when Sarah and Abraham were together, husband and wife, they make this neshamot come down.
Oh my God.
They don't get a body. She doesn't get a body, a baby.
Yeah.
But they bring the neshamot down.
Oh my God.
You see? This is the thing. V'et hanefesh asher asu beharan. That's why it says that they make these souls. How did they make it? Look, she didn't have to wait. They made these souls when Abraham and Sarah were together.
But where does the goof come from? They had goof.
They had a goof. The goof were from some goyim. She's having the class over there.
But the neshama was made by Abraham.
Yes, that's why they came to Abraham.
And at this time that he did milah to those people, was he himself circumcised by them?
No, he did Brit Milah here. No,
So he did later. But those people who came with
When he
Abraham,
left, he wasn't circumcised. And he didn't circumcise them yet. When he circumcises them, they all circumcise.
Okay.
Right.
So spiritually they were his children, their children.
They were really his children. The neshamot came down. They were like his children. That's when you adopt somebody, he's like your child.
So they had neshama, but not like that.
They had neshamot.
But not like after Abraham brought them back.
No, when Abraham brought them back, the neshama did aliyah. That's why when it says,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
it says, ger haba gayer. Why Shulchan Aruch says, a ger who comes to become a ger. It doesn't. The Shulchan Aruch doesn't say goy haba gayer. It says ger haba gayer, right? By a child also, ger katan haba להתגייר. Right? Or ger katan hameviim להתגייר. They bring a small ger to convert. But he's not a ger yet. He's a goy. He should have said goy haba להתגייר. Why? Because the ger was Jewish before. But now he comes back. He was lost. So these people too, their neshama is very high, but the body is not. So they come back to make the body also Jewish. You see? That's what it is. So now, and suddenly the word of Hashem came to him, and he said, והנה דבר השם בא אליו לאמור, לא יירשך זה, כי אם אשר יצא ממאיך, הוא יירשך. He said, this one, Ishmael is not going to inherit you. When you say Ishmael is not, because he said, he looked at Ishmael and he saw Ishmael, he was not such a high neshama, you know. Because Hagar was in the Avodah Zarah. Because you know why? Because whatever the woman and the man are thinking at the time that they are conceiving, that's how the child is going to be.
Yeah.
That's how the neshama is going to come. You see? So you find, for example, that you had Chizkiyahu, the king, Chizkiyahu, the great grandson of David. He didn't want to have children. Why? Because he saw in the future they were going to be bad. Right? He saw they were going to be bad children. Yeah? So Hashem came to him and said, you know, you're going to die. Tomorrow you're dead. He said, why am I going to die? He says, because you didn't get married. He said, but I didn't get married because I saw in Ruach HaKodesh, he was a very holy Chizkiyahu, King Chizkiyahu.
Yes.
He was very holy. He saw in future my children are going to be bad. He said, but that's not your business.
You do what
That's
you
my
do.
business. You have to do what you have to do. So he gets married, right? And I think he got married to the daughter of the Navi. But when they were together, she was thinking of another man that she liked. So who was born? The king Menashe. Menashe he became a very big Rasha. Became a very bad king. He did Avodah Zarah, he died a very bad death, it was the whole thing. And there the Zohar says, because she was thinking at the time of conception, she was thinking that, so at the time of conception, you can bring a neshama from a very high place. You know? If you're just thinking about tava, about desire, the more desire and the lower the neshama is going to come. And the more kedusha you're thinking at the time of conception, the higher it is, that neshama. So I was learning about it with my son in Orach Hayim because it's Isha ki tazriya, when she gives birth this week, Isha ki tazriya, right? ויוצא אותו החוצה, and he brought him out, he brought Avraham Avinu outside. That's why Hagar was thinking, who knows what she was thinking when Ishmael was born. You see? But Sarah was something else. She could bring Yitzchak. Right? The only problem with Yitzchak is that because she was thinking so holy, so high, his neshama was female. From the nukva, the world of the female world. The female world is passive. So he couldn't have children. It was only in the Akedat Yitzchak, when the knife was coming down, he got so afraid that he died. And the Zohar says his neshama was changed to a male aspect, and then he could have children. That's why the Akedah was, you think, no, but if you're going to kill my son, I'm not going to have anybody who's going to take over and do the mission of Hashem. Hashem says, you do it. Abraham says, blindly, I do it. It's a contradiction. I don't care. It's not my business. And so it was. If it wasn't for the Akedat Yitzchak, he would have never had a child. Yitzchak would have lived, but he would have no child. He wouldn't have had Yaakov and Esav. It was only because of Akedat Yitzchak, the zechut of Akedat Yitzchak, that his neshama was changed and he could have children. The other way around. The other way around. So ויוצא אותו החוצה ויאמר הבן השמיים, Hashem took him out. Where's החוצה? Hashem took him to the edge of the universe. Because the universe is, growing all the time. All the time it's growing. At the edge, Hashem took him to the edge. It brought him up there. And he said to him, look at you see the stars and the planets here? And Abraham was like overwhelmed. He said, yes. He said, so is your children are going to be like this. And he was like, wow. הבט נא השמיים וספור הכוכבים, see if you can count the כוכבים, אם תוכל לספור אותם and the planets. ויאמר לו, כה יהיה זרעך, so is your seed. והאמין בה השם ויחשבה לו לצדקה, ויאמר אליו, אני השם אשר הוצאתיך מארץ מאור כסדים. I am Hashem who took you out from Ur Kasdim, from Nimrod, who threw you in the fire. And you walked in the fire, and you never got burnt. לתת לך את ארץ הזאת לרשתה, to give you עולם הבא, to give you ארץ ישראל, and to give you עולם הבא. ויאמר אדוני אלוהים במה אדע כי ירשנה. And still Avraham Avinu was doubting. Because he said, okay.
How would I know?
How would I know? Meaning to say, my children, there's free will, they're going to sin. My children have free will. They're going to sin. And they're not going to make it to Israel. And you see, they died in the desert, no? And another generation had to take over. 40 years. And then 2,000 years Galut. So Abraham said, oh no, they're going to make it. Maybe they're going to sin all the time. Abraham Avinu says, there's free will in the world. There's free will. ויאמר אליו קחה את עגלה, so he says to him, no, take yourself an egel, an heifer, שלושה ועז, 3 goats, 3 rams, a turtle dove, ותור וגוזל, ויקח לו את כל אלה ויוותר אותם בתווך. And he took the cows, the goat, the young calf, the goat, the sheep, and the dove. ויתן איש ביתרו לקראת רעהו ואת הציפור לא בתר, except the bird, it was a dove, he didn't cut. That is state. Because that represents Knesset Israel, the people of Israel. ויהי השמש לבוא, והתרדמה נפלה על אברהם. And the sun came down and Abraham fell asleep. והנה אימה חשיכה גדולה נופלת עליו. And a big fear falls on Abraham. ויאמר אברהם ידו עתידה. And he said, because you're right, they're going to have free will. And because they're going to have free will, they're going to do a lot of sins. And because of that, we're going to have Galut. Galut is going to fix the sin. ויאמר לאברהם ידעת כי גר יהיה זרעך בארץ לא להם. They're going to be strangers in the land that is not there. ועינו אותם 400 שנה. And they're going to afflict them 400 years. That's in Mitzrayim. That's all the Galuyot. וגם את הגוי אשר יעבדו דם אנוכי. And this, what we say in the Haggadah, the nation that they afflict, I'm going to judge them. But afterwards they're going to come out with great wealth. What wealth? The nitzotzot kedusha, the sparks of holiness that were lost in all those generations that sinned. Dor Aflaga, Dor Mabul, right, and on. Sodom and Amorah. You come out with all those sparks. You will be buried with your forefathers בשיבה טובה. ודור רביעי ישובו הנה כי לא שלם עוון המורי עד הנה. ויהי השמש בא ועלתה היה והנה תנור עשן ולפיד אש אשר עבל בין הגזרים האלה. And so the sun set and it was very dark and there was a smoky furnace and a torch fire which passed between the pieces. And on that day Hashem made a berit with Abraham saying, לזרעך נתתי את הארץ הזאת. I give you this land now. Which land?
Yerushalayim.
Yerushalayim, Eretz Israel. But in spiritual, which land? Olam Haba. How you get to Olam Haba? Tikkun Olam.
Yeah.
By fixing the world. By you doing what is right, Torah mitzvot, and the world comes back to you.
Yeah.
Eretz Israel is just the physical aspect of Olam Haba in spiritual. מנהר מצרים ועד נהר הגדול נהר פרת. את הקני ואת הקני ואת הדומני ואת העין. And you know, the birds came down, then there came the birds, 4... הנה. וירד העית על הפגרים, this is 11. וישב אותם אברהם. And then the 4 vultures came to eat the pieces, 4 vultures. Who were these 4 vultures?
The
4
four
galut,
again.
right? They came to eat the pieces, meaning the galut is going to destroy the Brit with Hashem. No, Abraham threw them back. He's not going to break his Brit with the Jewish people. Even though we go on the galut all the way up to the end of the year 6000. So here you see, this is Brit Ben Abetarim. This is very important. This is where he made the Brit with him, that now we are doing the tikkun in the world, and if we don't, but we can do it, do Torah mitzvot, and we don't suffer, we are the best. If we don't do it through Torah mitzvot, teshuvah, or ma'asim tovim, then we have to do it through the galut, through suffering. And the same for us, on a personal level. We came to do something, we have a mission, we have to do it. If we don't do it, then we do it through galut. How galut? We have to leave our place, we get sick, we don't make money, all bad things happen to us. You see? But you said, no, but Rabbi, I did everything, I do Torah, mitzvot, and I still have problems. Because it takes time. It takes time, because you're doing it because, why? Because you want everything good. You're not doing it for the right reason, because that's what he wants. The more you do it for the right reason, the faster good things start happening in your life. And if you do it for the wrong reasons, it's going to take a long time, because Hashem is going to make sure that he purifies your intention, your kavanah, why you're doing it. It's not just doing Hashem.
To deal with Hashem.
It's not just doing good things, it's doing why we're doing it, for whom we're doing it, how we're doing it. I say I keep Shabbat, but I do it my way. Rabbi, come to my house, you keep Shabbat? Yes, I keep Shabbat, of course. I go to the house, the TV is on.
Yeah.
But why you keep Shabbat? But no, the TV on all Shabbat. But you're not allowed to leave it on all Shabbat.
Yes.
It takes away from the spirit of Shabbat. Mm-hmm. Oh, but I didn't touch. Yes, but so what? You take away from the spirit of Shabbat. You see? The maid, the one that cleans your house on Shabbat, she can clean with a broom, or she can go, vacuum. You tell her, no, the vacuum, no, it takes away from the spirit of Shabbat. That's also Shabbat. Im tashim mi Shabbat raglecha, in the Kiddush we say Yeshayahu, Im tashim mi Shabbat raglecha, asot chavatzcha b'yom kodshi, vekarata la Shabbat oneg. Im tashim mi Shabbat, asot. If you keep in Shabbat, you don't do what you usually do during the week. Uvda dechol. It's very important. Don't do on Shabbat what you do during the week.
But if we have somebody like a maid, and we tell them that on Shabbat, don't do this, don't do that.
Okay.
But he doesn't listen, and he does.
That's okay.
So it's up to him.
Anyways, you can tell him do the dishes. It's up to her how she wants to do it. She wants to use hot water, she wants to put it in the machine. Doesn't make noise, the machine. It's up to her. You told her just do the dishes.
And even
If she asks you, how do I do it? Then you have to tell her in the sink with the water.
even if he makes, for example, tea, she makes tea.
No, that's something else. A goy is not allowed to do melacha for you. Here they think it's a joke. The goy, he's a goy, so I'm better than him. Do this for me, do this for this. It's not allowed. A goy is also metzuveh to keep Shabbat. A goy is also commanded to keep Shabbat.
Yeah, I know.
You say the Ten Commandments. Avdecha, ve'amatecha, ve'hemtecha, your animal, your servant, everybody. He cannot do it for you. If a goy cooks something for you, you're not allowed to eat it. You're not allowed to eat it. And making tea is cooking.
Yeah, even if you tell her, don't do that.
No, but if he goes, for example, and he puts a big thing of water and heats it up for him to make tea, for himself.
Not for himself.
No, let's say he make it for himself a tea, and then you can take some of that water. That's fine, because he made it not for you. He made it for him. You see?
Yeah.
But the minute he does it for you, that's a problem.